Tell us about an occasion you passed where you were driving recklessly outside of a film set.
Oh man, that's never happened. No, I don't know what you're talking about. Be safe, kids. I don't know. I mean, when you're young and you get your license, it's just like the freedom of the road. I had an 82. My first car was an '82 Toyota Corolla, goldish color, stick shift. Anytime it rained, the trunk would fill up with water. But I love that car so much.
We all have don't we all remember our first car? And have such an emotional relationship to our first car.
I honestly, I do think about that car. Anytime I see that car on the road, it kind of just puts a smile on my face.
The things I did in that car.
Man, the things I did.
I grew up. You gotta remember that I grew up out in the country. With my dad, who's a stuntman, and we grew up on a private road. So it was like a mild dirt road. So my dad taught me how to stunt drive on that road, and I had this Honda Civic. That was a car I had for like 4 years, and I remember my parents used to send me down the road to go get the mail when I was young, to learn how to drive, and I started drifting the car and spinning it around because it was private. We were allowed to do whatever we wanted on our own road, and my mom was always mad if I did that. So one day I'm in the car and I'm driving, going down there, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to throw a 180 and come back up the hill. And I'm going, nah, my mom will never know. And just as I'm getting up to speed, I'm drifting it sideways. Here comes my mother around the corner, and I'm committed. I got so yelled at and reprimanded. But it was the only reason I could do that because it was private. It wasn't public roads. Segue, sorry.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So you guys are planning on expanding this into a franchise. You're hoping for sequels, right? Is that an ideal?
We're hoping to work together again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was just curious. Do you worry that people are going to compare this to the Fast and Furious franchise, or does that?
No, I think not at all. I think when they see the movie, they're going to be blatantly obvious. It's nothing like it.
Yeah, I mean, once you watch it, it's so apparent. When I saw the script on my desk, I instantly thought of Fast and the Furious. Mm-hmm. And that's fine, but once I started reading the script, I was just I was so excited about the story behind all of these cars, and it was very character driven, story driven. I was instantly invested in these characters, and
it's an homage.
It's an homage. He wanted to do a throwback to the classics,
It was to the car culture movies that started the genre.
Started the whole thing.
Bullet, and we still
Vanishing Point.
Quote Bullet is the best car movie of all time. We don't quote Fast and Furious. We quote Bullet.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the real deal.
And Fast and the Furious is those are fun movies, but this is just a completely different thing. They didn't start the genre. They're not going to end the genre. It's been around. Car movies have been around for forever. So. Yeah.
Having your experience mostly be in stunts and coordinating stunts, did you find that you were able to get a lot better action scenes than, say, a traditional director would get? And Aaron, did you notice the difference in that when he was directing you?
I mean, it was such a perfect marriage with Scott in this film. I mean, because he was born into a stunt family. That was his world, and so he was the perfect guy, kind of holding the reins, just guiding this film.
I was lucky. You're only as good as your experiences, right? And you can only show what you've seen. So I was just lucky as a child, and through until 35, I was doing stunts, and I've just seen so many things from my perspective. And so when I direct my action movies, I'm trying to show the audience what I've seen and been lucky enough to see. So, there's no other directors that have done what I've done. So it's probably why it feels different to the audience, because I'm just showing you and hopefully giving you the experience of what I've been so blessed to have done. And bringing that to the film.
And the first thing he told me during our first conversation about this film, he said, "I do not use CG All of these stunts are going to be practical. And I'm going to need you to be behind the wheel in a lot of it. You need to know how to drive. And that just, you know, we're just so used to being, like, lied to, you know, and they're fun movies. Like, movies CG's great because it's such a fantasy world, but he goes, I don't want to fool the audience. I want the audience to know it's obvious that you're driving these cars, and it's obvious that these stunts actually happen, which I thought was very great.
Scott, given this was your second movie, and Aaron, with your background in such an iconic character, what did you guys do differently to prepare for this?
Differently, wow.
Or was there a different mindset? I mean,
no, I think with I did documentaries before these. And with every movie you do, you find out what the voice of the movie is and the style of the movie, and then you stick to it. And when I gravitated towards this material, I always wanted to do a car movie. I had my sights on just doing a car movie after Act of Valor, and like I say, sometimes you be careful what you wish for because it came to fruition. and I wanted to do a throwback.
Yeah.
And so I stayed true to that. And the next movie, will be different. And that's the wonderful thing about directing movies. Every single one's different.
Yeah, same.
I hope so.
Yeah, I mean, same. For me, I always try and do the polar opposite of what I've just done. But in terms of preparation, it's the same thing, but it's just, you're prepping for that particular, that film and that skin you're about to zip on, that character. So.
I was just so excited as a filmmaker to finally, in my career, to work with great talent, actors. It was like, it's tough, as you're scrapping your way up as a filmmaker to get to work with people like Aaron Paul. And so myself coming from, I have a theatrical background in theater, so I was to be able to direct like Aaron, it was fantastic. It's a director's dream to work with. The whole cast was so good.
It really was. You put together just it's ridiculous how much fun we had. It was like, it just doesn't seem fair. But, it was a blast.
Sorry, I'm a little hoarse from the parade, but...
Good for you, man. Go Seahawks.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
It was fun. Did either of you have a favorite scene in the movie?
Favorite scene?
Favorite scene.
I'm personally proud of the... Moab.
Moab, yeah.
It's something that I don't think anyone's ever seen before, and I've never done it before. But with the helicopter and the car, and doing it practically and for real was like super challenging.
Yeah, I mean, we shot that towards the end of the film, and I just kept saying, "Now wait, are you really going to do this?" When I read the script, and that's one of the first things, I'm like, "Well, yeah, okay, we're going to do everything practical, but you're not going to drive a car off a cliff and have it caught by a helicopter. I mean, that's just not going to." That's not going to happen. Right? No, that is going to happen.
Yeah.
And I could not wait to see that happen, and it was fantastic.
Were you actually driving the car?
No. They would not let me drive the car.
Yeah.
But
No,
they did it.
there was, we're not reckless. At times when I knew, safety is a huge factor, and, there was, wonderful professional stuntmen that would take over and execute those, those scenes so that Aaron could stay safe. And, it's also it's not even the safety factor. Sometimes you need people that have that expertise level of driving in that kind of situation. And in case something went awry, they know how to handle it immediately and keep it going straight. And so, that's when we put, professional stuff in.
Did you just drive off once?
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't believe in, I've found in my career,
There's no reason.
there's no reason to do a stunt over again. I've seen so many accidents in my life, and I've seen people get killed in stunts by multiple repetition of doing a stunt over and over. And then, for some reason, the director wanted to do it again. And I was like, why? The stunt was great. Why are we doing it again? And the only thing that can happen is something bad. We just did it.
Right.
And so every time we would do a stunt in this movie, it was like, it's once.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we gotta wrap it up.
Oh, well.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank